Welcome back. You're watching the Entrepreneurial SME. My guest is founder and CEO of 3E Group and Frequency Shift, Theko Letsie. Theko, when I hear digital world, when I hear AI, when I hear technology, I always think fun, right? And I don't think people who work very hard, I feel like people are having fun while making money. Is this a fallacy?
So it depends on where you are. In the beginning, you have to work really hard to get your algorithms, your softwares to be working fine. Yeah? Yeah. We're in that space where we're trying to get things working. And then once it's working, you're kind of looking back and saying, is it working? And yes, that's why the fun.
So as we speak now, it's a 7-day slog every week.
It is almost 7 days. We're trying to not to bend people too much, so we're still seeing people taking breaks over weekends. But for me, it's still a 7-day kind of grind. You
may have been helped at least 8 years later by Anglo, but before then, how much of your money did this take away from you to establish this business? Don't say it in rands and cents. You can just fall down and explain to me.
You say, it's taking everything. Like I said, I was a comfortable engineer. I made a lot of money. I bought houses, 3 houses. That money is all gone. My kids' pensions, money is all gone. Luckily we've had some help along with the likes of Zimele. Yeah. But yes, it's everything that is gone.
In the clip earlier, you spoke about the difficulty of acquiring skilled people, right? Yeah, yeah. And some of them who should be more skilled than you, cleverer than you. Yeah. How did you do it? Getting those people?
Yeah, so we've now moved away from trying to look for skilled people because they're expensive and they're very rare in our space. So what we do now is I look for potential. So I go to universities. No experience, but attitude should be right.
Cheap?
Potential, not necessarily cheap. So attitude should be right, the attitude as well as potential. That's what we look for, and then we learn the journey together.
You privately spoke about how a good employee of yours was poached, right? And it hurt you.
It's not even one employee. I got a call the other day from one of the employees saying all of them were offered job opportunities by my biggest client at the time. So I'm not talking about one employee, I'm talking about all of them at that time. But this one decided to stay.
You know, it probably does not form part of the things we talk about, but why do you think they would have stayed? Because I'd like to talk about just people and how they relate to their business and their bosses and the companies for which they work.
Yeah. So some of them, if you've got a good enough vision and they believe in you, they will stay. Yeah. And of course, for some situations are different. I mean, money could be the biggest issue at that moment. So it's not necessarily to say they've got something against you when they leave, but the vision helps to draw them in. It helps.
Needless to say, you fired the client.
Not really. We still have that client, but the business model is completely different. We've shielded ourselves away from that kind of action.
Other than money, though, how have you retained this talent, and how do you hope to grow them?
Yeah. So it looks like the traction we are gaining, especially within the Anglo industry, it seems to be motivating the guys. And the fact that we're doing something that most black companies are not even doing as yet, even other companies are not doing as yet, seems to be motivating the guys to stay. So, yeah. And we've said, 30% of the company is yours. Let's see where.
Don't be flippant about something so serious. So you've offered 30% of your business.
I've offered 30% of the business to say, guys, staff. It's yours. Let's make it grow.
Wow.
It's up to you how big that can be.
That's amazing, mate, and well done for that. Well done for that. I hope they stay. So before I get to the fun part of this interview, this has been difficult. Yeah. So this is the fun part. What's your next move? What do you think is going to happen? What's the plan for the next 4 or 5 years?
So we're shifting into a digital platform where other companies that want to be like us can plug in and access the market. So that is what we drive.
So you'd be servicing similar companies to go and get their own clients?
Yes, so we are in between digital platform and Uber kind of, Amazon kind of, so that other people can have the opportunity, because the barriers of entry are very high.
Wow.
So that is the plan for the next 5 years.
Amazing. So I've got 5 last questions. Could be 6, but they're very quick.
Okay.
Have you ever thought of quitting?
Not a chance.
Why not?
I never give up.
What keeps you going?
I'm an engineer and I like building.
What do you do for fun?
I jog, I read.
And sometimes you lose money. Given a chance, would you do this again and again and again?
I would do it again, but earlier than I did before.
Coffee, tea, whiskey?
Coffee.
Bafana Bafana, Orlando Pirates? Don't answer.
Chiefs.
Theko Letsie, beautiful story, mate. I wish you all the best in your business. Well done, especially for what you've done for your employees.
Thank you very much, Rams.
And that's all we have for tonight on the Entrepreneurial SME. From me, Rams Mabote, good night and God bless.
Telkom Business, behind South African businesses' drive to thrive.